Margaret stood in front of the mirror, adjusting the pearl necklace John gave her on their 25th anniversary. Her silver hair was pinned in soft waves, and her blue dress shimmered gently under the hallway light. In the living room, the sound of laughter, clinking glasses, and soft jazz floated in the air. Their children had outdone themselves. The dining table was filled with home-cooked dishes. A beautifully decorated cake stood in the center, and old photo albums lay open for guests to flip through. Framed memories from their life together, the wedding in '75, their first house, camping trips with the kids, lined the mantel. John, in a gray suit and maroon tie, was holding their youngest granddaughter, making her giggle with silly faces. Margaret paused to take it all in. The family they built, the life they shared. 50 years, not always easy, but full. As they sat down for speeches, their oldest son raised a glass. To Mom and Dad, you showed us what it means to stick together, through thick and thin. Here's to 50 years of love, loyalty, and laughter. Everyone applauded. Margaret squeezed John's hand. His smile was warm, but there was something in his eyes, distant, like he was carrying a weight no one else could see. Later, after the guests had gone and the dishes were done, they sat together on the back porch. The sky was clear, stars blinking quietly overhead. John reached into his pocket and handed her a small velvet box. Inside was a gold bracelet engraved with, "Always, still, forever." Margaret's eyes welled with tears. "Oh, John, it's beautiful." He took a deep breath. "Margie, there's something I need to tell you. Something I should have said a long time ago." His voice trembled. Her smile faded. "What is it?" she asked gently. And that's when everything started to change. John leaned forward, elbows on his knees, hands trembling slightly. For a moment, all Margaret could hear was the distant hum of the refrigerator and the quiet ticking of the kitchen clock. The golden bracelet on her wrist caught the moonlight, but the sparkle now felt out of place. He didn't look at her as he began to speak. "Remember that rough patch we had, about 20 years ago? You were working long shifts at the hospital. I was traveling a lot for work, staying in those soulless hotels, eating dinner alone. We barely spoke, just drifted." Margaret nodded slowly. She remembered that time well, how tired she was, how resentful she'd felt some days, always trying to hold everything together while he seemed to slip further away. But never, not once, did she imagine. "There was this conference in Chicago," he continued. "I was there for a week. I met someone. Her name was Diane. She was working the event. I don't know how it even started. One night, after too many drinks, I made a mistake. A terrible one." Margaret's heart pounded in her chest. "One night?" she asked, her voice barely audible. John hesitated. "It was more than once," he admitted. "A few months, off and on. I ended it. I knew it was wrong. I hated myself for it." She stood up, arms crossed tightly, as if trying to hold herself together. "I thought we were just tired, just going through a phase. I never even looked at anyone else, John." He looked up at her now, his eyes glassy. "I swear to you, it meant nothing." But she She got pregnant. Margaret's breath caught. What are you saying? She had a son. His name is Daniel. He's 19 now. I helped, financially, over the years, quietly. She never asked for anything more. I kept my distance. But I knew. I've always known. And I should have told you. Silence filled the room like smoke, thick and suffocating. Margaret turned away, gripping the back of the kitchen chair as if it were the only thing holding her up. I was raising our grandchildren, baking birthday cakes, planning holidays, praying for your health after your heart surgery. And you were hiding a child? I didn't know how to tell you, he whispered. No, she snapped, spinning around. You didn't want to lose me. He didn't deny it. Tears slipped down her cheeks. I thought I knew you, John. After everything we built, all those years. And still, I didn't know everything. He stood, but didn't approach. I just wanted to be honest before it was too late. I couldn't go another year with this inside me. She stared at him for a long time. I need to be alone, she said quietly. Don't follow me. She walked upstairs, each step echoing like a final nail in something she wasn't ready to name. That night, Margaret didn't sleep. She lay on her side, facing the window, while John remained downstairs in the living room. The soft creak of the old house, once comforting, now sounded hollow. The bracelet on her wrist felt cold, foreign, as if it belonged to someone else's love story. She thought of the decades they had spent together, the struggles, the quiet victories, the shared joys. The first apartment with leaky pipes. The night they brought their daughter home from the hospital. Sunday mornings with pancakes and the radio playing Sinatra. All of it now felt like it had a crack running through it. At 3:17 a.m., she sat up. Her chest felt heavy, not with anger, but with grief. Grief for the life she thought she had, for the man she thought she knew. By morning, her decision was clear. She got out of bed, packed a small suitcase, and quietly made coffee like she did every day. Except this time, she didn't pour a second cup. John appeared in the doorway, his face drawn, his eyes rimmed with fatigue. He looked older somehow. I'm going to stay with Linda for a few days, Margaret said calmly, not meeting his gaze. He nodded slowly. I understand. Neither of them moved. The silence between them wasn't angry. It was tired, worn out, like a song that had played too long. Margaret picked up her suitcase and coat. I need time to think, she said. Alone. Please don't call. Not yet. John swallowed hard. Okay. And with that, she opened the door, stepped into the crisp morning air, and closed it softly behind her, not slamming it, not rushing, just gone. 2 weeks passed. Margaret stayed at her sister's house, surrounded by quiet and time. She walked by the lake in the mornings, drank tea in silence, and let the stillness settle around her like a blanket. She wasn't angry anymore, just tired. A deep, bone-heavy kind of tired. One day, a letter came. No return address, just her name written in John's handwriting. Inside were a few photos of a young man, Daniel. In one, he was playing guitar. In another, graduating high school. On the back of the last one, John had written, I never meant to break us, I just didn't know how to be honest and still keep you. But I'm trying now. Whatever happens, thank you for all the years you gave me." Margaret sat with the letter in her lap for a long time. She didn't cry. She didn't speak. That weekend, she returned home. John opened the door, surprised but quiet. She stepped inside, placed her coat on the hook like she always did, and looked at him with calm eyes. "I'm not here to forget," she said, "but I'm not ready to throw away 50 years either." John nodded, tears threatening. He reached for her hand, and to his quiet relief, she didn't pull away. They stood like that in the hallway, the late afternoon sun pouring in behind them. Some things couldn't be undone, but some things, perhaps, could still be rebuilt. Together.